All right, Thursday night spitball. I've got Ben Helwig here. He's the new co-host of Good Movie Monday, and this is our first spitball via correspondence because Melbourne is in lockdown at the moment. So this is going to be tricky. It's going to be the next 6 weeks worth of content. So that'll be interesting to see where the numbers go. I'm going to go first. I'm going to just dip my spitball in this petri dish of water and chuck it at a movie. Whatever it lands on, we're going to talk about for a minute. I have a funny feeling that whatever mine lands on, you might struggle with, and whatever yours lands on, I might struggle with.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think your knowledge is pretty good. I don't. I mean, like yes, there's a lot of crap in my collection that no one has ever seen or could ever see. But
yep.
Like
let's go. I'm going to throw it.
I think
right.
Yeah. All right.
Right, let's go. Oh, okay. That landed on Real Genius, the Val Kilmer film.
Oh, the classic.
How good's this one? It's been so long since I've watched it.
I only watched it for the first time maybe a year ago. Because for some reason I thought it was about genius babies rather than... Val Kilmer being an Einstein, basically a frat, like a teen frat movie, but about geniuses.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
That's what it was. I don't know why I thought it was about babies, but I remember thinking, like, why do I need this? Yeah, well, why do I need to? I remember thinking at the time too, like when I first kind of heard about it, which was much later after it had been out, but. Like, I've seen IQ. Like, why do I need another Einstein movie? Like, you're not going to beat Walter Matthau playing Albert Einstein. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I don't need to watch this movie.
I've been waiting for months to land a spitball on IQ, and that's just never happened.
That's a phenomenal film. Far superior to Real Geniuses, in my opinion.
Good old Fred Skepsy. Yeah, well, Real Geniuses, the major appeal to that one for me for so many years was just that artwork on the VHS cover.
Right.
With him on the desk. He's on the desk spinning a basketball next to... And one where he's next to Einstein with his, like, bunny ears.
Yeah. But it's like... it's the height of Meg Ryan's appeal. It's, Tim Robbins at his affable best. It's, Walter Matthau kind of... I don't know if that was kind of before or after the Grumpy Old Men movies, but... it was
We're talking about IQ.
Him playing IQ. Like this. You're talking about IQ, yeah. Are you talking about Real Geniuses?
I was, but that's okay. I'd rather talk about IQ.
You were like that. So I thought you were talking about IQ. I thought we just segued into IQ talk. No, like Real Geniuses. No. I remember the poster.
Here lies the trickiness.
I remember the poster. I watched it and then instantly forgot. Although I do remember. Who's the girl in it? Who's the female lead, the kind of love interest in it? Because I remember looking her up and being surprised at some of the other stuff that she was in.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember who.
But I do remember Stephen Fry was in IQ.
Yeah, he was as Meg Ryan's fiance, which
yep.
Like. In what world is that a thing?
Oh, well, I think what we've proven here is that this whole conference call spitball is a very problematic scenario because we're glitching all over the place here. All right, it's your turn.
Oh, was that a major glitching?
I reckon we're going with it. Your turn. And we're on a delay as well, so talking over each other it's a calamity.
All right, here we go. Well, all right, that's hit Mumford. Have you ever seen Lawrence Kasdan's Mumford?
Yes, I certainly have. I had it on VHS. I don't know what happened to that. It went the way with all my other VHS. Just sold it or something or other. VHS?
Well, I don't believe it ever got a DVD release in this country. I think it's come out in DVD in the US. It's a touch-tone film, but it's an all-star cast. It's one of my favorite films, actually. Like, I love it, and I do have it on. I think I've actually got the DVD as well.
Most Lawrence
It
Kasdan
may have
films
actually
are
just come out on
all-star
Blu-ray.
cast in just about everything he does.
Yeah, that's right. Like he's always had a way with the casting, but I mean, this is like Zooey Deschanel before she was Zooey Deschanel. Ted Danson, I think Jason Lee pops up in it. Alfred Woodward, Hope Davis, Martin Short, Pruitt Taylor Vince pops up in it for all those heavy fans out there.
Back in the back in the video store days, I remember getting my hands on like a preview tape of that one, and that was in my collection for a long time before I went and bought an X rental of it.
Yeah, right. It's definitely worth. I always think it's one of those movies that it's a shame that no one really saw, because it's just like it's one of those movies that it's just good. Like it doesn't matter kind of what mood you're in. It's the perfect Ivan Hutchinson movie. Like something that they'd play at Channel 7 at lunchtime, and you just like, oh, what happened to that 2 hours? What a pleasant way to spend that to waste that time.
Yep. All right, I'm throwing my next pitbull.
All
hopefully it lands on camera, because I've got my camera pointed at these movies. Okay, so we're on Sleepers.
I have never seen Sleepers.
How interesting, because we actually referenced that in our conversation a few nights ago off mic when I was telling you about The Boys of St. Vincent.
Right.
And
yeah. I mean,
don't ask me why that came up.
It was a huge film when it came out. It was a huge film when it came out. Like everyone was talking about it, and I just had no interest in watching a film about kids getting abused and then getting revenge on their abuser. Like I was like, I don't want to put myself through this. I want to watch Mumford. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch Sleepers.
No, it's a heavy film.
It's like, yeah,
it is a heavy film.
And
I think today's world we live in too, it's probably just as relevant now as it ever was.
Yeah, totally. I wish I could offer more, but I don't know anything about it.
This is a train wreck episode, dude. No, just go and throw a fucking spitball, dude. We're talking over each other because there's this lag in the bloody internet.
Because of lag.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. What are we going to...
Just go ahead and chuck a spitball. No one cares.
That hit Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
The Wes Craven...
Awesome.
The Wes Craven classic that I have 2 Blu-rays of.
Absolutely.
Mainly because one of them has the different cut, the alternate cut, the Adrienne Barbeau cut, as I like to refer to it.
Well,
yeah, what a great film. Although I have to say that I do prefer Return of Swamp Thing, because that's directed by Jim Wynorski, one of my favorite directors of all time.
Jim Wynorski.
The man behind Chopping Mall, Deathstalker 2, and...
Mate, people listening know all about Jim Wynorski because, one, we've interviewed him at Fake Champ, and 2, I had a big conversation about him with the Bonehead Weekly guys last week on their show, so you can see me talk about them. And Wynorski was on their show for a whole 90 minutes, giving them shit, because he's not a very easy person to talk to. But yeah... Swamp Thing 2 is Chad.
Have you ever seen that?
Sorry?
Yeah, have you ever seen the doco on him, that Popatopoulos?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it.
It's a great. There's a moment right at the start. It's a documentary on him, basically making, I think, the Blair Witch or one of the Blair Witch projects, where he has to decide. He's got his budget. It's like, does he get another pair of boobs in it, or does he get some lights? And he chooses the boobs, which is very, very, very telling of the final product.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that on the podcast. We were saying how he coined that phrase, like, the greatest special effects is a pair of tits.
Yeah, he's a classy guy.
Oh, mate, This is gonna be a fun 6 weeks, mate. I can't wait to get you on the desk because we're talking over each other, dude.
Right. Oh, nothing says awesome podcast like people talking over each other.
Oh, mate, it's an absolute shit show, and I kind of love it, and it's gonna go online as it is. Yeah, that's right. I can't cut this, so it'll be very interesting to see how it all plans out. So maybe we will try again next week and see how we go. But that's been fun regardless. I can't actually see you because you're frozen. I can't hear you properly because you're a robot. Yay! What a... we're going to just have to play with the sound. Anyway, excellent. All right, we're going to wrap it up there and do it again next week.
All right.